Less than 10 years ago, the wetland behind me was just a mess of mud that cattle had chomped and stomped for a long time. There was a bit of raupo growing, but that was it. And then little by little, I grew from seed flax and cabbage trees and planted them out, shifted an electric fence and planted behind it. And now it's booming with life. There's flax here feeding tui, which are being kept safe. They're nesting in peace because there's pest control going on in the surrounding land. And the wetland has returned to its original function of being the kidneys of the land. It slows down water during floods and it cleans the water as it goes through. When I first planted the flax, it took about 4 years for the very first flowers to come up. And now look at it. They're just pumping and just full of life. This is a particularly heavy flowering year. The tui fly down here to drink the nectar and then they take that back to their chicks on the nest and feed it to them. When the tui fly down from the forest, they come down here and with their feathered tongues, they grab the nectar from the flowers. That pollinates the flowers and then they start turning into these seed pods. And when the seed pods are ripe, you can collect the seeds usually about after Waitangi Day in the north. All these scratches along the flower stem here, that's from tui jumping up and down. They've actually got really sharp little claws. I've been planting Te Kauka, the cabbage tree, as well, because apart from smelling so beautiful, these flowers are amazing. Right now, the pollinated ones are turning into berries and they have clusters of berries that turn white. And all the different native birds eat them because they're quite small berries, from the little birds up to the big ones like kereru. In terms of time, it was 10 years, little bits over 10 years. It cost probably 7 or 8 bags of potting mix. The seeds were free, I watered them, and it was just the time of planting them and looking after them. Growing harakeke is really easy. You collect the seed when it starts falling out of the pod. You just sprinkle it on potting mix and water it in, and pretty soon it pops up like grass. And from there, you just prick out the little ones and put them in bigger pots. The thing is, most of this did it itself. All it needed was replanting and to keep the cattle out. Just like the forests want to live, the wetlands want to come back to life too. And much to my surprise, some really rare birds have started turning up here too.